YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all right. We are live on YouTube. How is everyone doing today? How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all having a great day. It's a beautiful day, except it's a little bit breezy, so it's a little, there's a little chill in the breeze. So I got my jacket on, and my body feels like it's the perfect temperature. Today, I feel amazing. I typically feel amazing each and every day. Let me see where this lady's going with her dog before I go. Okay, she's going straight. I always try to feel amazing as best as possible, but life is challenging, folks. Life was not meant to be easy. There are always going to be challenges. And what I try to help people understand here through my teachings is how to best navigate through life's challenges, which is what I'm trying to say. Buenos tardes, Entrador, Eli. Hey, Coach J-Rom, how you doing, bro? Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you again earlier for the $10 Cash App. That wasn't necessary. But you're probably the last person I will ever argue on this platform. And he's probably telling this girl, yeah, because you won't win, brother. You won't win. No, I get that, dude. Listen, I can't mock your voice as well as some other people do, but that's okay, bro. I'm not here to mock you. You know what I'm saying? But thank you again. I appreciate it. I know where your head and heart is at. And as long as I know where your head and heart is at, bro, that's all that matters. And I already knew that, before you shared that with me behind the scenes on where your head and heart is at and why you donate. Like, that should be like a known thing, right? Folks, if you've been wondering what's been going on the past couple of days, or maybe like the past day, like since yesterday and today, I did a couple of streams on my Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams channel. And before I left my place to do this stream, I actually had 499 subs. I'm probably gonna get a community tab on that channel really soon. Give me a second here. And it was all unexpected because I didn't know I was gonna be broadcasting on that channel over the past few days. It made sense to do so in spite of some things that I decided to do yesterday, and talked with some people behind the scenes, the right people, and was able to, pretty quickly get back on track. I will say this, folks, there's nothing wrong with taking a break from YouTube if you're a YouTuber, or taking a break from whatever you're doing. If you have like a side hustle, say you work a day job, or you're working a side hustle, or even if you're working an entrepreneurial job and you're making good money, right? But you just never take any time off. Sometimes you just need to take some time off to, recharge the heart, the soul, the mind, the body, right? Your heart is like the battery to your body. Without your heart, you're dead. It pumps the blood through your vessels, right? So nothing wrong with taking some time off for some R&R, rest and relaxation. But if you want to subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, Nightbot will be sharing the link in the chat every 7 minutes or so. And It's also, I believe, below in the description of this live stream and live stream replay. I will be using Coach Eli 2 uncensored live streams much more than I have in the past. Primarily, it was created to move over live streams that initially happened on this channel, but by the time it got to the replay, it was too hot to keep on a monetized channel, so I'd move that content over there. But now also in some cases, it is going to be better to put certain types of content, if I ever need to, talk about that type of content in the future, on that channel, to separate it from this channel here. And I dug deep yesterday before I even came and did the first live stream from Coach Eli 2. And after I did that, and then I talked with my lady, hats off to her again. She was a very instrumental part in me making this change back so quickly. Much appreciation, much love, babe. I just started to really realize, hey, if I need to deal with certain things, I could do that on that channel. Now, I don't want to. Like I mentioned on that previous stream, I've moved forward. I don't know how many of you saw those two streams, or at least the one earlier today. But if you watch both of them, you'll know exactly what's going on. So that is that. Now, interestingly enough, today I'm going to be discussing cancel culture. I've never created a topic on cancel culture before. I've talked about it, throughout some past streams and videos and stuff. But I was really inspired to do this topic today because Coach Corey Wayne put out a video regarding cancel culture. And while I thought it was a great topic, it was a short 5-minute video with, people at his place. He's been doing a lot of videos from his living room and has guests in there to talk about a certain topic. I really don't feel, and I love Coach Corey Wayne, don't get me wrong, I respect him fully. I don't really feel they did the topic justice, and I want to give this topic some justice. Plus, as a smart move for a YouTuber, don't you think that, hey, if someone that does something similar as you do talks about a topic that you haven't talked about before, you can also do that same topic the same day and possibly get suggested next to his videos. Food for thought, right? Smart YouTube move, right? That's the way you have to think about things out here on YouTube if you want to make it today. You got to think about getting recommended after, people watch videos on other channels that are doing something similar as you, that have a much bigger following than you. That is the proper way to leverage people. And I'm not trying to take from Corey Wayne. I love Corey Wayne. I support him. But I feel I can add a little more value sometimes than what he says, or put my own spin on it, right? Nothing wrong with that. Joe Shipley, good afternoon, Coach Eli. Good afternoon, Joe. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Michael Portnoy's back. Hi, NC Queen. Michael says, Eli, brother, I'm glad you're back. Why is that, bro? NC is Queen, says Eli. 4 thumbs up. Thank you to everyone that's here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Folks, tomorrow and Wednesday, more than likely you will not be getting any content from me. I'm more than likely going to be going out of town for couple days to meet my lady's mother. There is a possibility those plans may change because my lady made me aware that something possibly may be coming up for her mother, but I will know later tonight. And if it doesn't happen this week, maybe next week or the following week. But just letting you folks know, if you don't hear from me for a couple of days, that's what's going on. I'm actually really looking forward to getting away for a couple of days. We were supposed to do it last week, but some things changed. And my lady came and spent 3 nights with me at my place. It was a really good time. It's nice, when you can just, when you're dating someone that lives over an hour away, it's nice when you can spend 3 nights together in a row every now and then, when we both can make that time for each other. For many various reasons, obviously. I don't have to get into details. You guys know what guys and gals do in a relationship. But it's more than just that, It's the companionship. It's just kicking back on the couch and watching a movie together, or even just, what I really like with my lady? I like having my morning coffee with her. And we can sit down and bullshit for an hour or so, right? And it's not all BS, but, that's how we refer to it, right? Sit down and talk and, share what's on our minds. And just be there for each other. Be supportive to each other. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. Those are the keys to a very happy and healthy relationship. Let me reset the chat because I think the chat got stuck. I'll be right back. Coach J-Ron says, dang, I've been sitting here waiting and I had to exit and come back. Stupid YouTube. That's all good. That happens sometimes, man. Technology, It's supposed to start automatically, but, with smartphones and cell towers and... it's amazing that we are even disconnected as we are nowadays, J-Rom. I know you're not complaining. I'm just like, it happens, right? So sometimes if you're waiting for the live stream to start, it starts up. It'll still say, waiting for Coach Eli, Elias Melas, or whoever you're watching, right? And the stream started, but it didn't start on your end. It didn't receive the signal to start. So you have to shut it down and come back in. I get it. Hey, but at least now you can rewind, dude. That's a good thing, right? Thank you for being here again, man. And thank you again for your $10 Cash App. Much appreciated. Better than you. Hey, Coach. Hey, better than you. That's a pretty clever username. How'd you find out about us? Just kind of wondering. Welcome to the show. It's nice to stay naked for 72 hours together, right? Well, I get what you're saying by that. Obviously, when we go hiking and stuff, we don't hike naked. But, when we're home, it's a different story. I can walk around in my sexy David Archie, high-quality boxers. Boxer briefs, that is. Not boxers. Boxers are out, and so are briefs. Boxer briefs are not only what really feels nice on a man's body, and it conforms to your rear end and your genitalia area, J-Rom, like you wanted to hear that, right? I know you don't want to hear about my genitalia area, brother. But, yeah, you walk around, and these things conform to your body. They're tight, but they don't feel tight. They look tight, like they conform, and it turns your woman on. Man, you're so sexy, and then she slaps your... You know how it goes. I don't have to get into details. Come on, or detail, right? Agreed that Coach J-Rom says better than you. Coach Jerem, I invited Better Than You. I thought she could get some value from your content. She's not a fan of YouTube, so yes, her account is new. Oh, no problem, man. Welcome. Thank you for making me aware, Jerem. Jerem invited me. Cool. Gary, Indiana. Coach, I thought you leaving was a bad timed April Fool's joke. Happy to see you back, brother. You should try it. A walk in the wild without the constriction of clothes is exhilarating. Okay. Excellent. Gary, Indiana. That's a great username. I'm sure that's not where you're from. It could be because you're not putting out your name, so you're not really doxing yourself. But anyway, no, you know what? April Fool's Day is my brother's birthday. And, you know, I'm not really into those kind of pranks anymore. Yeah, people do that stuff on YouTube. People were trying to fool people on YouTube. And one got me where somebody said that his girlfriend was pregnant and now he's not going to be able to create male space content anymore to help guys. He's going to become a big sissy and, you know, teach guys how to conform to all of the needs of women. And then it was an April Fool's thing. But none of the rest of them got me. I guess I just, you know, forgot it was April Fool's Day. But as far as, you know, me leaving and coming back, I'll just touch up on that a little bit here again. No, I mean, it wasn't a joke. And it wasn't something that was meant to be a game. Like, a lot of people are used to hanging around, you know, drama content creators that that do this type of content for a living. They're known to do it, right? And so they assume when anyone does something like this in any legitimate way, they assume it's a joke. I'm not criticizing you, Gary, Indiana. I know you're here for the right reasons. I appreciate that, but I'm genuinely telling you, folks. I was going to take 2 weeks off. I mean, a lot of people reached out to me privately. And I appreciate all of you. And yes, you did have a say in it, but the person that had the biggest say in it was my lady. Had it not been for her, I would not have been back yet. Or I might have gone a different route. And that's when you know you have a really good woman that you love and respect, and she loves and respects you because you really value her opinions. I do. I really value her opinions. And I listen to what she says. Now, I don't agree with everything she says, and same on the flip side, but we just respect each other mutually, right? We have a very strong emotional bond and a strong mutual respect for each other. And so, yeah, after I talked with her last night by phone, I sat on my couch for a bit. I couldn't sleep. I'm like, okay, I'll flip it back to public in the morning and do a stream on Coach Eli 2 and explain what happened. If you haven't seen, like, I know you just got here probably, Gary, in the end. If you haven't seen my 2 streams I did within the last probably maybe less than 20 hours or so on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Stream, check them out and it'll explain everything. I mean, they're around an hour each, but there's a lot of, you know, good information about many things on there that people that have been following me for a while would want to know. So I'm not going to totally repeat everything here on this show. You know, that's why I did those videos separately on a different channel so people can go and check it out if they'd like. Over here on this channel, you know, I really want to, you know, just continue focusing on creating positive, uplifting content and, you know, talking about maybe current events, talking about relationship dynamics, talking about maybe some politics every now and then. And yeah, I got a message from Coach J-Ron behind the scenes that, you know, he's willing to come on a panel with me, and we're going to do that probably early next week because the rest of this week is going to be pretty packed. So I want to do those types of things on this channel, between this channel and Coach Eli 2, and depending on who I bring on and what we're going to talk about, I may just end up running a lot of these streams from Coach Eli too. And Coach Eli too, I'm sure will have over 500 subs by the time this stream is over. It'll have a community tab probably within a week or so. And then I can even start to promote things from that community tab for Coach Eli too. And who knows? I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to monetize that channel. I'm sure that channel will qualify for monetization probably by the end of the year if I keep working it the way I think I'm going to keep working it. But I don't think I'm going to monetize it even if it qualifies, because that's why it's the uncensored channel, right? I mean, there are people on this platform that have tons of monetized channels. And I mean, the only reason that would make sense to do so, in my opinion, is if you have different genres across the board. But what I've seen throughout many various communities, the many various drama communities, a lot of drama content creators have like 2 or 3 monetized channels for the same thing, right? And what that's telling me is that they know they're probably going to get popped on 1 or 2, so they'll have 1 left, right? And that's why they do it. For me, you know, my content is the same wherever I go. The difference is, you know, is it too hot for a monetized YouTube channel or not, right? And that's what's going to make me decide on where I place that content or run live streams from. Better than you, says Coach Eli, is from Kentucky and has some wilderness, so she walks naked a lot. Well, that's great. That's wonderful. That's awesome. Don't let the rattlesnakes bite you naked. Let's see. Better than you. You're lucky to have her, and it sounds like she's lucky to have you too. Yeah. You know, sometimes you get lucky. You know, just like you did, J-Rom. You know, you found a woman that you're compatible with and is compatible with you. You two just work, right? And despite what anyone says, right? Here's the truth of the matter. When two people, when a man and a woman are truly compatible, and people see you happy, J-Rom and Anna, and people see me happy or hear that I'm happy, because I'm not going to put my woman out here, not at least at this point, and get her doxxed, right? When people hear about my happiness with my woman, right, they get jealous and they say nasty things, and they do that because they wish they could have that. There's not a person on the planet, no matter what they say, that wouldn't prefer to have someone in their life that they're mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually connected to, like 100+%, right? And you just get along, and no matter what happens, this is when you know a woman's really into you, guys. And same on the flip side for women, but more so for guys here. You know when a woman's really into you when she stands by you no matter what happens, right? And, you know, I've gone through a lot out here on my YouTube channel lately. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just saying that because my woman is still there and she's still being supportive, and she's got her own things to deal with in her personal life with family and other things. I'm not going to talk about that here today, okay? But she's still being supportive. I'm supportive of her, and that means more than anything. There have been a lot of relationships and marriages that have been destroyed because, you know, let's say the guy came out here and was a content creator, and then he started getting harassed. Then they harassed his wife, harassed their family, right? That's what these people do, right? And a good woman is going to understand that that's your business, that's how you make your money, that's how you pay the bills, right? And is going to support you no matter what happens. You know, I've made my woman aware of the consequences. She knows them, right? So if that were to ever happen to her before we're ready to introduce her publicly down the road when it's right, she knows what she's up against. Everybody knows what to expect. And everyone that these people would go after, like her family, her parents, her kids, right? Friends, everyone knows about me, and everyone knows about these trolls and what they do. And when you've been through it before, like I went through with my ex Dana on my former channel, you learn how to handle it better, right? So you learn how to better prepare for things, right? J-Rom, it's kind of like, the first time you have sex as a man, you're trying to last longer than 5 seconds, right, J-Rom? And back in the days, when we were younger and stuff like that, when we would use condoms, right? You were trying to get this piece of plastic or rubber on your thing, and you're so excited you couldn't get it on, right? But somehow you found the way, or if it was a good woman, she would help you get it on. You get older, you find the right woman, doesn't matter, Nobody likes condoms anyways, but, at least when you're younger, you got to use them, right? And back when I was younger, there weren't as many methods of semi-permanent birth control available. The pill was available, but women had to remember to take it, right? A lot of unplanned pregnancies back then, and maybe even still today, involve women that take the birth control pill forgetting to take it. So that's why they created the IUD. You put that thing in there, you shove it up in there, and it's good for 5 years. And then you could just go to town without even having to worry about it, right, J-Rom? Unless your woman ties her tubes or has a hysterectomy or something like that, then you have to worry about it regardless, right? Thank you, J-Rom. I appreciate that. Anna's very lucky to have you too, Coach J-Rom. I wish I would have gotten my claws in you first. Coach J-Rom says, Anna says she knows and no claws for you, LOL. Better than you. We will see about that, J-Rom. She will slip up sooner or later. I'll be waiting. California Ford Outdoors, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Sister, how you doing? Sorry, I am late. I got back from walking the dog. No worries, you're never late. No one's late. Come and go as you wish, and there's always the replay to catch up if you'd like later on. Yeah, so we're going to get to the topic of cancel culture here in just a few minutes, because I have my spin on it, and I'm curious to hear J-Rom's spin on it, maybe Michael's spin on it, NC's Queen's spin on it, anyone else's spin on it. Because I just think cancel culture is stupid, and that's part of the title. I'll get the rest of it here in just a few. But I also want to take this opportunity to ask you folks, I'm just going to put it out there. How many of you out there actually saw either one or both of my streams from Coach Eli 2 that I've done within the last 24 hours or a little bit less than 24 hours. And what were your thoughts about those streams? I mean, your feedback is really important to me. And, I don't want to influence your answer or anything. I want you to be honest. And then, on another note, what type of content would you more so like to see here on this channel? Would you like to see more panels? Would you like to see more collaborations? I know Empress Janet has been around for a little while. She's been dealing with some things, I guess, behind the scenes. And, she was running a show today. And she kept talking about things that I'm so tired of talking about. I wanted to go to her channel and support it, and I still support her. If you're watching, Janet, I love you to death, like a sister. But you just gotta let that shit go. You guys just gotta let the things go that, you know, are bothering you, and move on. Because with certain people, if you don't move on, they're gonna keep coming at you, and it's just gonna be a vicious cycle that never ends. You know. It all starts within you, right? What I'm trying to help people like Janet understand is that if you're the bigger person and just walk away, no matter what they say or do, right? No matter what anyone says or does, right? You just walk away. And even if people keep talking about you, you just keep walking away and ignoring. Then eventually the problem will sort itself out. Right? The fire's not going to stop burning until you walk away. But even once you walk away, the fire is still going to take some time to be put out. So when you walk away, it might take another week or two for the fire to be completely put out. But if you don't walk away, the fire is going to keep growing bigger. Right? And again, J-Rom, I want to say this to you too. And then I'll check out the chat in a second. I have to reset the chat because I think it got stuck again. I really appreciate all of your messages behind the scenes. And just so people know that J-Rom and I aren't sitting here plotting anything behind the scenes. The stuff that we talk about are motivational things. You know, and we kind of like share our opinions of each other. We're not talking smack about other people or plotting to take down the world or something like that, you know, J-Rom. You know, we legitimately have been getting to know each other a lot better, and I've actually enjoyed it, man. I'm glad we've been getting to know each other better. And, you know, maybe we can work on some stuff together down the road, you know, start off with an interview, maybe on both channels, and then do some health stuff together, right? You know, it would be cool, J-Rom, like doing a stream from, you know, your channel, like whenever you're home or whenever you can do it, right? And then I can come on the StreamYard panel while I'm taking my walk, in lieu of doing a walking with purpose that day. I think that would be pretty cool. You know, I've noticed more and more like these mobile streams out of the studio. People like them a lot more because you're out in the open. It's not like some, you know, glamorous, overly done show. Don't get me wrong. I mean, my studio quality, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, is phenomenal, but when you're out in the open, people get to see beautiful scenery around you. You're walking, you're moving around. It's like a change of pace. That's why when you watch movies and TV shows, they keep cutting at different camera angles to keep you interested, right? It keeps your eyes moving and your brain flowing, so you keep staying engaged. If there was just one or two camera angles throughout an entire movie or TV show, people would get bored. They wouldn't be stimulated enough. So I'm beginning to learn more and more about what's stimulating people, keeping them interested, and keeping them around longer. And these are the streams. This type of content, the Walking with Purpose streams, are the ones that have done the best on my channel. And that's why I do them almost every day, if not every day. All right, sorry folks, I'm back. Sorry, I'm going to tell you folks I'm going to cut myself off and reset the chat. I haven't been cut off once from the cell tower. I've manually cut myself off a few times to reset a stuck chat. I still need to reach out to Team YouTube and make them aware of that. Man, it is a little bit windy right now. Holy Moses. Give me a second here. You know, every now and then, even the trolls have a great have a great sock account that I can't help but laugh at. Eli wears a IUD. That's great. Eli wears a IUD. First of all, sir, it should be an IUD. Proper English, but I get the point. So I use an IUD, intrauterine device. You know what, J-Rob? I'm not trying to feed into it, bro. That's just too funny to pass up, man. And we all know who that is. There's only one troll that trolls that good. And I paid him credit because it's funny. Oh, that's great, man. I saw them, says better than you. California Word Outdoors, right? I'm allergic to rubber because I break out in hives. Well, nobody really likes condoms anyways, but I mean, you don't know the person, or, you know, you're not going to be in a relationship. You got to use them, you know. But I'm in a monogamous relationship, so, you know, you got to raw dog that, man. There's nothing better than that, right? J-Rob said, I'm dying, dude. Coach J-Rob says, I have never used a condom. That's why I have kids, Goofy. So you never mastered the pull and pray method, J-Rob? The pull out? They call it the withdrawal method. Oh, it felt too good, right? That's great, man. Let me see here. Let me see. Thanks, brother, says California Ford Outdoors. You're welcome. I saw them, says better than you. From what I heard, I'm glad you didn't give in and leave. It wasn't necessarily, you know, one thing on why I was taking a break. You know, that was part of it. It was more so, you know, I wanted to strategize and figure if this was going to be the right platform to continue doing my content. That's a serious thing, you know. And yesterday's stream, you know, just there weren't a lot of people there, and it just seemed kind of odd. So it's like I was just talking to myself. And I get that's going to happen sometimes. But I figured, you know, in the future, if that happens, I'm just going to do my show, maybe cut it short and sweet. And then, you know, maybe the next day will be better, right? That's just the way I'm going to be looking at it. But thank you. Coach Aram says, you know I've seen them, and you know what I thought about you leaving and what I thought about your return. Well, thank you for that, Jaram. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everything you've done. It's all been positive, and there's been no funny stuff. I'm telling you, folks, there's like, you know, there's been no funny stuff between J-Rum and I. And J-Rum and I, we disagree on a lot of things. We do agree on some things, sure. I mean, that's what makes it interesting. That's what people don't get. It's like J-Rum supports creators for many different reasons, but it's not for bad reasons. It's basically, you know, if he feels that, you know, someone deserves a donation for the effort they make or what they talk about or whatever, right? There's no funny stuff happening over here. Let's see. Coach J-Ron furthermore says, yeah, apparently talking show topics and sharing opinions on coaching topics is weaponizing you. I guess so, bro. I mean, you know, like we've all been told, and we all tell other people, everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? Right? I remember a story. I'll share this again now because it makes sense. When I was in high school, before I started driving, I was 15 and a half years old, and we hit traffic on the free. My dad was driving me to school, and we hit traffic on the freeway, and the bell would ring at 8:15. And at Sarah High School in San Mateo, California, um, I'm not trying to say I'm all that a prestigious Catholic, all boys, like college preparatory type of school. I mean, um, they would give you detention. If you were like 1 second late, they would give you a half an hour detention. If you cut class, you get 3 hours detention. That's how you learn discipline, right? You hold people accountable, right? So there was traffic, nothing you could do, right? And so, it was 8:14. I get out of my dad's, he had a truck back then, if I remember correctly. Get out of my dad's truck, and I'm running top speed to get to the classroom door. And right as I'm turning the knob to walk in, the bell rings. I walk in, the teacher goes like that, and that means the principal's office. Late slip, right? In my head, I'm like, fuck, man, fuck me, right? I've shared this before. Some people may have heard it, but most of you probably haven't, right? I don't think my woman has heard this, right? So, it was lunchtime, right? And I had to go to the restroom, right? So I go to the restroom, and when guys go to the restroom, we all have the urinals lined up. We just stand up and whip it out, and we just go, right? And when I'm on the hiking trails with my lady, and she has to go, and I have to go, and I say, baby, I'm going to pull over to the side and just whip it out. Like, you guys are so lucky. Well, we're proud to have a penis, baby. That's all I got to say. I tell her, baby, I could buy you one of those converter kits. Maybe I will buy her a converter kit because we're doing walks and hikes quite often, right? So I'm in the middle stall, right? No one's in the bathroom, right? I'm just taking the leak, right? And the assistant principal, who's the dean of studies, right? Comes in, and he was this guy who was a little bit taller than me. I think I had almost grown to my height of 5'10". He was like 6'1", 6'2", or something like that. Tall guy. It's funny, I've talked about this guy before, and then they've made sock accounts on him too, right? And other people have made content on it. It's funny, right? His name was Nick Carboni. And we used to call him Nick the Dick for obvious reasons. But I'm kind of glad he was a dick because you learn discipline, right? Now, maybe I haven't learned to be on time yet, like on these streams, so I guess that's something I need to work on. I'll own that. Listen, I will own that one, right? But, so Mr. Carboni comes into the stall to the left of me, right? And he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, right? And, my name's Elias Melas, right? I hadn't been nicknamed Eli yet, but people call me Elias. He's like, hello, Elias, how you doing? I'm like, Mr. Carboni, how are you? Good, about yourself? Mr. Carboni, there was an accident on the freeway today, and, my dad dropped me off at the front of the school at 8:14. I was running top speed to the class, and as I opened the door, the bell rang, and I was sent to get a late slip. I mean, I made it on time. He goes, Elias, excuses are like your asshole. They both stink, right? And then you could hear him, it's like really loud. All right, I'm back. So I was saying, Mr. Carboni zips up his pants loud. You could hear it with authority. And he walks out. And I was like, shit, I'm fucked. Right? So, I had a half an hour detention. Better than getting 3 hours for cutting. So it didn't really affect, me getting picked up from school. But I said that because we were talking about opinions, and I was going to say opinions are like your asshole. They stink, right? Or they both stink. Opinions are like your asshole. They both stink, right? They can. Because like I've always said, the only opinion of yourself that really matters is your own. And if you Become strong enough to understand that, then nothing anyone says or does is going to faze you. Adventures with JT, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Midnight Raven. Thank you for being here. How's it going? Welcome. Let me see here. California 4 Outdoors says, feels so good that you don't want to pull out. God, this woman is... That's true. I ain't got to lie to kick it, right? I only do that with my woman, though. Feels so good that you don't want to pull out. Oh, man. I wonder how many unplanned pregnancies have been saved over the last 30 or 40 years thanks to the pull-out method. Not from me. I mean, I've always had relationships with women, and we always took the necessary precaution, whether it was her or me. So, but I get it. You get older now, it's like in my 40s, like, you know, it's like women have the IUD. And, you know, you find the right woman, you don't have to worry about it. Feels so good you don't want to pull out. Let's see here. Hey, Coach Ramen. Hey, Coach Eli. Hey, Adventures with JT. How you doing, bro? Better than you. You can find them in the camping section. Nah, 44-ounce cup will do for her, says Coach J. Ron. What are you talking about? Okay, let's keep going down here. Hey, better than you. How are you, says JT. Midnight Ravens here again. Coach J. Ron says, hey, Raven. Better than you says, hi, Raven. JT says, just took a Tylenol. 3 better in a few. LOL. 3 of them, bro? Well, you're a nurse, dude. So what is that, 600 milligrams? I would never suggest taking more than 400 milligrams at a time of ibuprofen. Some people take 800, but you should only do that when recommended by a doctor or a nurse. And because you're a nurse, JT, you know this stuff. 600 milligrams, huh? They say, you know, take 1 aspirin of ibuprofen, 200 milligrams, and if pain persists, take 2. But I think most people take 2. And taking 400 milligrams up to 4 times in a 24-hour period is safe. I've been doing that for years, you know. And being on an aspirin regimen or an ibuprofen regimen, you know, it's actually good for you. Let me see here. LOL, you got the good stuff, says better than you. I don't know. It's my first one, says JT. Better than you. I took one once. It knocked me out. I didn't feel a thing. What are you taking it with, codeine? Hey, J-Rom says the Midnight Raven. California Ford Outdoors. People don't want the bold truth. They want everything sugar-coated. Well, they don't want to face their fears, or they don't want to have anybody dig up their insecurities that's preventing them from getting ahead in life. That's the truth of the matter. I talk about that all the time on here. Midnight Raven, hey JT, hey Raven, how are you? Says JT, better than you. People have become such snowflakes. It's really sad. You're right. Well, that's the men. The men have become snowflakes. Well, I mean, they say a lot of women have become snowflakes too. That there is some truth to that. But I think the problem is more so how the men are showing up. The women are dependent on the men to balance them emotionally. That's what women need from men. And when we have men nowadays that are feminized and have been raised by masculine women and feminine men, like a masculine mom and a feminine father, what do you expect? And that affects women. And that'll turn women into snowflakes because There aren't any real men left out there to balance their emotions. That's normal for women. Then women get triggered and angry because the man they're with is so weak and pathetic emotionally that they don't trust his masculine core. That's what happens. Let me come up here real quick to the observation deck, and I'll read the rest of the chat before I'm going to get to the topic during the second part of the show on the way back down. Yeah, it's pretty windy here today. Probably say it's about 30-mile-an-hour wind or so. It's not too bad, but it's not really light wind either. I can definitely feel the movement. I'll show you a shot here of the water, and then you'll be able to tell. It is quite a bit windy. Isn't that beautiful? Somebody's coming up here. They may just turn around. I'm going to read the chat while I'm here. Tylenol 3 is prescription. Tylenol with codeine. Yeah, they're not going to give you codeine over the counter. You know that, JT. I know that, but I think most people know that, right? They're not going to just make codeine available to the general public. We'd probably all be dead, right? You must be feeling a lot of pain to be taking codeine. Let's see. Hey, Raven, how are you? All right, let me just go off the air and reset the chat. I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. We're back. Let me see if any new chat messages popped up. 16 in the box, 9 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here, folks. I greatly appreciate you all. We had 60-mile gusts in Oregon. Yeah, I remember that one day on the trail I was here. I think you were here on that stream, J-Rom. And like there were times the wind was so heavy, like my mic would cut out every now and then. Even with the windscreen on, with the windscreen off, you wouldn't have heard a damn thing I said that entire show. The same right now. Like it's not as bad, but this is still enough wind to where if you don't have a windscreen, you're not going to hear shit. California Ford Outdoors says, I love a masculine man. Big round of applause for that. What woman doesn't love a masculine man? I mean, what woman would prefer to have a feminized man? Yet there are women that are dating feminized men and about to marry feminized men or a feminized man, and they don't get it, but they're unhappy. That's the thing. That's called the beta male provider. Let me see here. Feel better, JT. I'm praying for you. Ouch, says Midnight Raven. Dang, JT. Hope you heal up soon. Adventure with JT. Awesome. I kind of missed the show yesterday. I broke my left elbow and my right wrist in the bike motor accident. My bike tire hit a tram track and I ate concrete. I hope you're okay, bro. I really hope you're okay. Lots has happened, bro. I even shared my thoughts about being on your show. I love being on your show. Just that I shared a little more than I shared on the show for obvious reasons. I wanted to be respectful. And I still respect you. I love you. You'll always be a mod here. I just, I can't do panels anymore where people come on and derail the show for an hour, bro. That's all. Let's see. Yeah, like my left arm, I kind of can't extend it really or very well. My right wrist really just feels sore. I hope you get better soon, bro. My thoughts and prayers are with you, brother. Me too, CFO. It's California Ford Outdoors. I don't want a yes man. I want a man to make me say yes, sir. Well, my woman does that to me sometimes when I call her out on stuff. Because, see, strong women, like my woman's strong. And she will test my masculine strength every day without realizing it. That's why I never let her derail my masculinity, right? I never get triggered. I don't get triggered with women, period. There's no point in getting triggered with a woman. Women will get triggered with you all the time because they're emotional beings. That's normal. Your job as a man is to remain, cool, calm, and collective, right? And let her feel your masculine energy and your masculine strength, and then just say, come here, baby, give me a hug. You just need me to hold you, right? Let me give you some of what I got, right? Right? And then when you say that, she'll go, well, what do you mean by that? Well, you know. Oh, yeah. This was a Coach Corey Wainline. He said one time, well, why don't you come over here and sit on my lap and see what pops up? Something like that, right? Some corny-ass line. But it works in that situation, if you have been with a woman for a while, right? If you're on the first date, that's not going to work. It's too cheesy. Let me see. Hello, Templar, says Coach Aram. Hi, Templar, says better than you. Better than you, a dominant woman. No, thank you. At least not dominant most of the time. I meant to say a dominant woman wouldn't want an alpha man. Well, they think they want the beta male, but then they go with the beta male and they get bored after a while. And then they start wondering, well, why am I not in love with this guy anymore? Why is it not working? Because, ma'am, you don't respect him because he's weaker than you emotionally. He's weaker. He's weaker than you mentally, emotionally, right? He's a BFP. I don't want to say, you know what BFP means. Big effing kitty cat. I'm trying to be clean here. That was Templar from Janet's crew. Yeah, I think Raven made an accidental mistake. They're not a big deal. Glad you're back, Eli, says Templar. Thought you were taking a break for a few weeks. Yeah, if you want to find out I'm not going to go through it again. I kind of mentioned a little bit about it here at the beginning of this show. And if you want to find out what happened, I did 2 streams on my alternate channel, my Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams channel. Nightbot's sharing the link to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams every 7 minutes or so, and I believe it's also below in the description. Or just type in the YouTube search, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. And, 2 streams. One last night, one this morning / afternoon, and they're about an hour each, but it says it all between last night and tonight. Very true, says JT. At Coach Yeram, that's me, says Templar. Welcome, Templar, says Midnight Raven. By the way, Midnight Raven is now part of the Coach Eli mod crew behind the scenes. So to the rest of the mods that haven't joined, send me an email. Send me an email or get in touch with me if you want to be in there. We need to connect on Facebook to make that happen. I love a man that is not afraid to show emotion or cry. I'll get to that in a second. Templar is showing me some happiness and love with the emojis. Thank you so much. Wow. Whew, Jesus. Nothing wrong with a man showing emotion when warranted. I believe that was you, California Ford Outdoors. Nothing wrong with that. But a man that's emotional all day, every day, is acting like a woman. But if you show no emotion, then you're just not human, right? Men have emotions. We process and handle our emotions differently than women. Or at least we should, if you're a real strong, decent man. If you're one of these beta guys or these millennials that were raised by a feminized father and a masculine mother, it's going to be hard for you to understand that. And that's why I do what I do, to try to help people, to try to help people work through the unresolved issues they have stemming back to how they were raised, right? And their childhood. All right, let me go off the air for a second to reset the chat, then I'm going to get right to the topic here. Please smash the thumbs up, by the way, folks. 9 thumbs up, 20 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back. Smash the like. Share this on your community wall. Share it on social media. You know, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications if you haven't yet. All right, I'm back. My lady just sent me a text 5 minutes ago. I can check that every time I shut this down to reset the chat. She said she's on her way home. We'll drive safe, babe. If you're tuned in, if you have any questions that you would like to ask or anything you'd like for me to mention or share your thoughts on, send me a text, and every so often when I reset the chat, I will address it. So let's get right to the topic. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in very windy Redwood City, California. This is episode number 264. I am redoing episode number 264 today. The one that I did yesterday has been put to permanent private. You know, I won't delete it for obvious reasons. We don't have to say why, but most people that are YouTubers know why it's good to keep videos on private that you don't want to put out publicly anymore. It protects your copyright on them. But the topic today is cancel culture is stupid for both sides. One more time, cancel culture is stupid for both sides. It's sorry, and shows weakness. Sorry, I forgot the other part. Cancel culture is stupid and shows weakness for both sides. There we go. Cancel culture is stupid and shows weakness for both sides. Now, what do I mean by both sides? Okay. Let's take a public figure, for example. This is the best example I can think of. You can share your thoughts in the chat. I'm not going to use myself as an example. Let's use, should we use Will Smith? Nah, he's had enough criticism lately. I'm going to give the guy a break. Because I know when I want a break from that crap, it sucks. But, you know, let's just take, you know, any person. You know, we don't even have to come up with a name, right? If there's a public figure that is, number one, being attacked by several, you know, people that don't like what he has to say, and that public figure, you know, lets those people get to him and has a meltdown and a breakdown and doesn't stay cool, calm, and collective and keep doing what they're doing. In essence, what that public figure is doing is canceling themselves. And that's another thing I want to put out there, and I'd like you folks to share your thoughts. I have never believed in cancel culture. Yes, I've made fun of people getting canceled and stuff like that, but the truth of the matter is this. Cancel culture doesn't really exist. If you're like an entrepreneur or an actor or something like that, sure, TV shows get canceled and stuff like that. But we're talking about, when we say cancel culture, we're talking about people canceling from supporting and following, you know, people on social media, right? And the only person that can cancel you is yourself. No one can cancel you but yourself. Okay? If you allow people, now I get, you know, what I've done recently maybe looked at that, but I was doing it more so for other reasons, to restructure, to figure out, you know, where it was going to be best for me to continue putting out my content. I never gave up my purpose. I was just going to take some time and try to restructure, possibly on a different platform. But people stepped on in and started more so supporting. They didn't want me to cancel myself, right? And I wasn't going to cancel myself, but that's what they probably thought, right? But if somebody does get canceled, it means that they've allowed other people to cancel them. Only you can cancel yourself. Coach J-Rob, you'll have to re-add me to the mod chat. I was on a roll leaving groups and well loops. Not a problem, bro. I'll add you later tonight. And I'm trying to get Janet to connect with me on Facebook, but she hasn't. And I can't add her on Messenger to add her to the group if she doesn't get back to me and give me that info. Hope she's all right. I haven't seen her here lately. Adventure with JT says Eli is a strong man. He didn't need a couple weeks. He only needed a second, guys. Well, that's pretty funny. What is DRUMPF? All right, we're back. It's windy. I'll just show you. Whew. Wow. All right. Yeah, my woman is listening on the way home from work in her car. And she wanted me to make a point of saying that she's real. Tell them I'm real, baby. You got it, babe. Like it matters what I think they think. You know, when we're going to be in a nice hotel suite tomorrow night after having a great dinner with your mother, I mean, they can think you're fake all they want. I'm going to be in a nice California king-size bed. And you know what? You know what, babe? Tomorrow night, I'm just going to put it out there. You know, maybe I'll do a little white knighting on the air. How's that? They can call me a white knight as well, right? Hey, you know what? If your woman goes to bat for you like mine has for like 6 months straight, all day, every day, she's your biggest cheerleader, then she's earned a little bit of white knighting every now and then. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, you know? But yeah, we'll get some champagne or, you know, my woman actually introduced me to this really, really good beer. I cannot remember what the brand was, but it was like a high-end version of Pyramid Apricot Ale. Like, this wasn't the cheap shit. This was like really, really good stuff. She brought me a bottle when she came to my place. And I don't really like to drink a lot, you know, regardless. You know, in my younger days, sure, we had our fun, right? But she's like, try this. And I tried that. I drank that whole damn thing. I think it was like a 24 or something. That was some good beer. It was really good beer. Nice ale. Yeah, I broke my diet that day because I typically don't drink regular beer that much, even when I drink beer. Too many calories. It's, you know, too much bloat. But yeah, babe, you know, what does it matter what some guy with a raspy voice thinks, right? Some guy that you would never, you know, even give the time of day to. We don't have to go any further than that. J-Rom, you know what I'm saying, right? You know, raspy voice. Let me see here. Trump, Dumpf. Okay. So like I was saying a second ago, you know, cancel culture is really stupid, and I think a lot of people, create fake cancel culture to get attention and to revive like a dying audience or something like that. Now, I got to be real careful with what I say, because in spite of what happened here recently, people are going to think I was trying to do the same thing. And while it may come off that way, that was honestly not my intentions to do so, right? But quite frankly, if you're like myself and it doesn't matter to you what other people think, then it's not going to bother you. It doesn't bother me, right? Just like to my lady out there, I know you're a lady, you're emotional, and you want people to know that you're real and not a blow-up doll or something. That's the difference between men and women. It's like they're emotional. They don't even want the digital world to think that they're fake, right? I try to explain to my lady, like, these are real. Don't get me wrong. I've got real people here, and people on YouTube are real. But the haters on YouTube, you got to look at them like a digital character. You got to look at them like zeros and ones, binary code, which makes computers work and do what they do today, right? It doesn't matter what they think. What matters is what's going to happen tomorrow night in our hotel suite, right? You want to repeat of last week, baby? Or do you want to worry about some guy with a raspy voice that may not live to be 50 or 45? Just saying, It's all good. I relayed the message. But yeah, a lot of people will use cancel culture as a ploy. And you started seeing this happen a lot in Hollywood, but then it started happening a lot on YouTube. Like now on YouTube, and I'm not talking about myself and the people that are here that run a channel and other people that we've been involved with in the past. We're smaller channels, right? I'm talking about, like, I see content creators out here on YouTube that have millions of subscribers trying to cancel each other. And the stupid shit they've done, like, you think stupid things have happened to us? Like, some of the bigger channels have done really stupid things to try to stay relevant and keep that audience and keep those super chats coming, right? I think, when YouTube, enabled the super chat many years ago for live streams, it was a great idea. On one hand, you could send an anonymous donation to somebody, right? As long as your username is anonymous. But also, people on live streams, that really nice plane is flying over and it's loud. Sorry about that. But people are also using super chats and paying people to do stupid shit on their live stream. Really bad things, right? And then that makes these creators feel like they have to do those bad things or they're going to stop getting paid and get canceled. It reminds me of what one young kid, Stas Reflay, this was a little over a year ago or so, a year and a half ago, he actually was paid a donation to put his pregnant young 20-year-old girlfriend on the balcony in sub-zero weather, and then she died of hypothermia. Her and her unborn baby. I think he's only getting 2 years for that. All for fears of getting canceled, right? No, dude. The only person that could cancel you is yourself. And after doing that, guess what? Now he's really canceled because he's in jail. You canceled yourself, dude. That's what people don't get. People cancel themselves. Excuse me a second. I'll be right back. Let me reset the chat here real quick. Adventure with JT says, I would like to apologize for the guy that was on your stream yesterday. He is on the other side, and so he is one of those type of guys. Okay, but I think that guy is, I can't say this stuff on the air, that learned to be that way in prison. So sorry, Coach. Well, it wasn't just him, dude. You know, it was the other two people you brought on as well. Right? And again, if you want to participate with those people, no problem, dude. No problem if they're in the chat. While I'm there, I just don't want to participate with those people. Right? When you're doing different shows, do whatever you want. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying I just will not participate on the show with anyone if any of those people come on the panels in the future. It derails the show. It completely derailed the show. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, dude. I love you like a brother. You're still a mod here. You always will be. I'm just, just standing up for what I believe in and standing up for myself. And you know that, bro. I don't think you expected that to happen because, you see, those people don't come at you in the way they come at me, right? And that's because you have a different type of relationship with them, and they see me valuable in different ways. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm not talking about that stuff anymore. But you put it out there. You're a respectful mod, bro. I wanted to just, give you a quick answer there. But thank you for that, JT. What are your thoughts about cancel culture, folks? Do you think it's just hogwash? Do you think it's just a ploy for attention? Do you think it's something that really happened to some people, or do you think it's people that are losing relevancy and they're intentionally trying to cancel themselves to get attention back on them? Because it does bring back attention. It's drama. It's another form of drama. Coach Eli, hey, no talk of them. You're rule, Eli. Nah, well, I get it. I mean, JT has not been around and he didn't know. I'm going to cut him some slack because I think he's being genuine for the whole, throughout the whole thing. Adventure with JT, I think cancel culture is nonsense. They cancel whomever, and they shouldn't. Well, like I said, JT, I think the only person that can cancel you is yourself. If you allow other people to, drive you crazy to do stupid things, like Will Smith. Sorry, I couldn't lay off anymore, Will. But like you're watching my puny little channel here, right? Like Will Smith. He couldn't take the criticism, right? Now, I'm not going to lie and say that I've never been bad at taking criticism. I think we all have at one point or another. But I've never, ever, ever become physically violent to anyone that's criticized me, no matter how horrible it was, right? And so I think for Will Smith, it's an issue that stems back to his childhood, probably the way he was raised. Maybe he had a more feminized father and masculine mother. And look what happened. He married a woman that's more masculine than him. And because of that, she goes out and bangs other guys, and and he's okay with that. Literally winning the Cup of the Water year already. It's March. Sorry, it's April. It's April, and we've already got a guarantee on who's going to be the White Knight and Cuckold of the year. That's going to be Will Smith. No doubt about it. Like J-Rom. Would you ever date a woman like that keeps having extramarital affairs? Or would you marry a woman like that and stay married to her? I know you've had your own experiences with other women. We all have. But, yeah, I'm just curious to hear your take on that. Just holding you accountable, bro. No, that's good. That's good. Templar says, when it enters into the real world to destroy... excuse me. My throat is a little bit congested today. I did take my allergy medication, but as you can see real quick, the grass is growing. There's like a lot more pollen than normal. The pollen season's really, really rising, and it's just, whew, I gotta get some stronger allergy medication. This is Allegra I use during the daytime. It's the non-drowsy version. Obviously, I don't want to be falling asleep while I'm driving or walking or doing a show. But I also use Flonase like in the evening usually, and that works a lot better. Maybe I'll start using Flonase like in the daytime. Yeah, when it enters into the real world to destroy vulnerable people, the perpetrators need canceling. No, I agree. But the problem is this. The perpetrators are typically anonymous. And they're trolling on the internet, right? And a lot of, even famous, actors nowadays, their following is all online. That's where everyone's followings are right now, right? And online, anyone can be anyone, right? And sometimes these trolls and haters can do not only crazy things online, but they can organize crazy things offline, like you said. They take it in the real life. And, I mean, if you're that famous, who knows where the next perpetrator will pop up in real life, while you're out and about, right? I bet it happened to me on live streams in the past. Several times. That's why I don't go to certain locations anymore. And you also have to take into consideration when you do certain things, location is everything. If you make it too easy for people to get to you, they will, right? This whole YouTube experience for me has taught me how to better protect myself in all ways. My relationship now, where I do my mobile live streams. I mean, if someone wants to come out here and take a walk with me, if you're going to have the balls to get on a trail with me that only has one way in and one way out, I welcome you, right? But at the park, where I used to go, you can enter that thing or drive around that thing by car real quick. It's open and vulnerable. It's susceptible to all that shit. Excuse me. So look up Sam Smith Apricot. I mean, that is some of the best beer. I think it's an ale. That's some of the best beer I've ever had. I know a lot of guys say, okay, you add any Tutti Frutti into your drink and it's Tutti Frutti, right? But no, this is real. This is real good beer. I'll tell you, I swear to God, I could have had like 2 or 3 more of those bottles and pounded them like water. But I haven't had beer at that level in a long time. That would have put me out. A guy as small as me, right? Right, J. Rom? It's all good. It's all good. I can take it. It's all good. I've been taking it for years. If you can't take it, don't dish it, right? That's what they teach you in grammar school, right? That's what they teach you growing up. Don't dish it if you can't take it, right? What goes around comes around, right? You get back what you give. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, 13 thumbs up, 13 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Mandy 874, I'm definitely a one penis man. No man should put up with that crap. I agree. I won't date a woman that won't open or hold the door for me, much less a woman that sleeps around. says J-Ron. Furthermore, cancel culture is just people showing off how beta and emotionally out of control they are. As for getting physical, I've done it when need be. No, I hear you. Sorry, my bad. I just can't apologize enough. No worries, JT. Not a big deal, bro. It's all good. Adventure with JT says, as men, we have to know where that line of violence is okay. It's either okay or isn't. That isn't what I would call cancel culture for Will Smith. That is well-deserved punishment for public violence. Well, yeah, he's going to get canceled for it too, bro. I mean, I think I think he will get canceled for that. Better than you. A good woman wouldn't want to sleep with anyone but her man. Obviously, Jada is a shit person. If she's so unhappy in her marriage that she would cheat, she should just leave. She's with Will for the status symbol. Then they have kids, and I think she has her own money, but he's worth more than her. He's worth $350 million. It's all about money, status, and all that. In essence, Will Smith is the beta male provider. Funny how Joe Rogan, an MMA fighter and all-around tough guy, agrees with me and Eli. I'm not a big Joe Rogan fan, but if you are, no problem, JT. Like, I don't know. Rogan just doesn't do it for me. I think Rogan is a little too cocky, right? Oh, not even cocky. I think he's more arrogant than I'm cocky. I'm cocky as fuck. But Joe Rogan is arrogant as fuck. He is an arrogant, pompous ass, in my opinion. And I heard something the other day. I don't know what's true. You keep hearing so many BS stories on YouTube and on Google and the internet and the mainstream media. Somebody was saying that Joe Rogan was threatening to leave Spotify. More Joe Rogan drama created by Spotify to bring more funds to Joe Rogan. The more controversy we create, the more subscriptions we fill. Right, guys? That's what it's all about, right? JT says, hit the thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. 15 in the box, 13 thumbs up. Try Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Beer. It's good. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Beer. Babe, if you're listening, remember that and write that down. We're going to have some fun tomorrow night in that nice hotel suite. Because I don't drink and drive, I won't drink when we're around your mama. I'll buy you ladies some drinks, no problem. I'll be a gentleman and a scholar, right? But when we get back to that room, I'm going to be tearing it up. We're going to have some fun. I could definitely use this little getaway. I actually look forward to it. It's going to be all good in the hood. JT says, what would have been funny is if Chris Rock would have hopped on Will Smith's back and choked him out MMA style. Well, he would have to hop on Will Smith's back because I think Chris Rock, listen, J-Ron, you're honest, more honest than most people. Not saying you aren't, JT, you are, but J-Ron. Hold on a second here. Chris Rock is a lot smaller than me. He's a small dude. If Chris had training and when Smith turned his back to him, all disrespectfully, he just leaped like a lion on his back. Tylenol 3 has me feeling better for sure, guys. That codeine's kicking in, huh, JT? I don't recall the last time I had to take codeine. But if I remember correctly, doesn't codeine knock you out, JT? Doesn't codeine knock you out? So you're going to go night-night, or at least take a nap in a little while, right? The only time you take codeine is when you're feeling extreme fucking pain. So, you had that accident, so you're feeling some extreme pain, brother. We are at 90 minutes minus probably a minute or so. We're at like 89, 88, 89 minutes right now. An hour and 28, an hour, 29 minutes. It's been a nice walk, and I'm kind of extending this walk a little bit. It's going to be a little over 2 hours. I will go to the other side because I'm not doing an in-studio stream tonight. I'm not doing any streams tomorrow or Wednesday or content. I will be back on Thursday. And I really need to get that pre-recorded content done. I was talking with my lady, and what I was gonna do for the next 2 weeks is catch up on that pre-recorded content and load that up and take that break from the lives and all that stuff, right? Or do lives on Facebook. But that everything changed. Everything went a different way. That happens sometimes. But I still need to get that content recorded. I've got it all prepared. I take a lot of time to prepare, my stories, my content, things I'm going to review, put my spin on, right? I pick and choose certain stories that, would help the masses and, would really bring some value based on what happened in the story and what was mentioned in the comments section. If I'm doing like a Reddit, review or like a blog or something, I like to find things that I can add a lot more value to it because, a lot of people will say, oh, all you do is you read blogs and you read Reddit posts. No, I do a lot more than that. I have my own opinions. And I do live streams from mobile every day with just myself and a camera, and I talk for over 2 damn hours. So, next thing you know, I'm going to bring a fucking teleprompter out here on mobile and just read from a script while I'm... Never mind, I don't need to go that far. I don't have to go that far. Let me see here. Adventures with JT says it is probably different for people. I don't feel tired yet. Yeah, my lady will let me know. She used to be a nurse. I'm sure she's dealt with codeine many times. That shit should knock you out. But you're such a man, JT, that it's gonna take a lot more than some codeine to knock your ass out, right? Better than you. Glad you're feeling better, JT. Same here. Coach J-Rom says, Will is in great shape and has had martial arts training, and there's no way Chris could have defended himself. However, if he had smashed Will with the mic stand, he would have a chance. And it would have been, it would have been like a brawl on center stage, on live TV, right? And, I think Chris Rock handled it the mature way. He did. And yeah, he's a much smaller guy, but I don't think he was trying to be a sissy. I think that he was just trying to handle it the mature way. And I think he realized that Will Smith lost his shit. And the reason why I don't think it was staged is because if you go back and you look at clips from that incident, right? And you look at Chris Rock's face, he looks genuinely surprised, right? Like, he looked so surprised that you couldn't fake being that surprised. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Guys and gals, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. JT says, me too, was hurting a little. I got a boxer's break somehow as well in my right hand. It was rough at work today, but I made it through. Well, I'm glad you made it through, but the bill still got to get paid, right? If it really affected you that bad, I'm sure you could go on disability for a little while, but you're the kind of guy that doesn't want to do that crap if you don't have to. I respect that. Furthermore, JT says, I think Chris would have had a chance with training, especially the way he turned his back to him. He had no worry about a return being disrespectful like that. Chris can take a hit for sure. He shrugged that off quick. Well, of course, and I think any man in that situation would find a way to shrug it off quick, right? But I mean, Will Smith didn't even really hit him. He just kind of bitch slapped him. That's all he did. You know, just a little bit of. It was like a slap, right? I mean, if Smith would have just, given him an uppercut or something, I think Rock would have been done. But had Will Smith done that, then he would have been in jail. Definitely, Rock would have pressed charges, right? I got some people coming behind me, so I mean, let me show you folks this trail. I don't know how this grew so fast. Maybe they were just planting stuff out here, but they got to come out here with a John Deere and mow this shit down. I mean, I've actually never ever seen it this high. It's been high before, but not this high. Like, literally, you used to be able to walk over this. It was all clear. This is like a jungle. It looks cool, though. You know, walking through it, you feel like you're walking through like a tunnel or something. Oscar's Brawl. I'll butt that for $1. Did you mean buy that for $1? Wow. Yeah, what do you guys think about, I heard something that the government might, well, they're going to be releasing a ton of, oil barrels from the reserve to try to lower gas prices. Plus, I'm hearing that they want to stop the federal gas tax temporarily. I honestly think both are great ideas. Gas went down. Oh, I just filled up the other day. First time in a few weeks. I haven't been driving that much, just, to and from my ladies' area and, the trails and other errands I run locally. But, gas went down 4 cents from $6.29. Well, I get super. So, regular unleaded's like, $5.85, $5.95 out here. But like super unleaded's like, it was $6.29 when I filled up a couple weeks back. And so it was, $6.29, and now it went down 4 cents to $6.25 when I filled up the other day. So, gas is, I guess, heading in the right direction, right? But what do you guys think about? I'd like to get your opinion, and these are other topics that I'd like to discuss too. Getting different opinions from all over the world, regarding these issues. And right now, gas prices, I believe, are being affected globally because of what's happening in the Ukraine. Also, do you guys think that the U.S. should go in and, go take out Putin like they did Bin Laden? Like on Obama's watch, they took out Bin Laden. I mean, I would have to categorize Putin. Maybe he's not quite as insane as Bin Laden was, but I think he's pretty damn close. What do you guys think about that? JT says, no disability here, brother. I'll make it through. I don't need surgery. I'll probably go see an ortho, and hopefully he will give me a go-ahead to just work it out, LOL. Or a physical therapist, right? Like, I've been dealing with this sciatica for a while, and it's all about physical therapy now. Walk it off. I may go in and get a cortisone shot soon, and that should probably, help things out. Let me ask you your opinion, JT. Have you ever had any cortisone shots, or, you know, is that something that you would recommend? Like, I'm sure you know what sciatic pain is and stuff. It's not as bad as it was a few years back when I first herniated a disc and then it healed. But I still have a little sciatica shooting down, you know, typically like from my groin area, through my ass, down, you know, through my thighs to my feet. And when I get up and walk and stuff, it's a lot better and stuff. When I sit down for a while, you know, it just, you know, stiffens up a little bit. So I think I might need to get a cortisone shot. Maybe I'll make the appointment next week. I'm going to go off the air and see if my lady's messaged me. My lady from behind the scenes sent me a text saying she wants me to make you aware, J-Rom and JT and some of the other people, that she can handle her bourbon and her, you know, whatever whiskey and whatever else she drinks and stuff. And no, my woman, you know, has struggled with alcohol in the past. We have talked about that here, and we're gonna share a story, you know, about how she overcame it. I mean, she'll still have a drink every now and then. And I mean, for a tiny chick, I swear to God, this woman, you know, could handle it like a fish. But it's just, you know, it's just not good. It ends up catching up to you, and it caught up to her. And you know, and my lady last night was telling me, I think I mentioned it on my earlier stream on Coach Eli too. But I can't remember if I did or didn't. That she wants to do at least the first part of her interview over the next couple of weeks. So we may end up doing that. It'll be pre-recorded and it'll be done by phone. I'll be on camera, but she'll just be on voice. Her name will not be mentioned. And we're doing it pre-recorded because sometimes, you know, when you do things live, if you slip up a name or something, then people look her up and, you know, then all hell breaks loose, right? Let's see here. No, I think we need to keep our noses out of it. Okay. So, yeah, but here's the thing regarding what's happening in the Ukraine. That's affecting us. It's affecting the world economically, especially with gas prices, right? And look, once you pull those reserves out, you have to rebuild the reserves. That's going to cost money, so guess what's going to happen? We're going to get taxed more. And either way, we're going to pay. The funny thing is, it almost probably be, I can't even talk. It would almost probably be better to not pull the reserves, because we're going to have to pay to refill and restock the reserves afterwards. But what they'll do is the government will put us on a payment plan and slowly creep up these taxes on us, right? Over the course of years, right? That's what's going to happen. Yeah, cortisone helps a lot of people. For some reason, there are some it doesn't help. Kind of an individual thing. I'd say if it works, do it and try it. Do it, and it don't hurt to try. Please do. Templar says better, thank you. Coach J-Rom, my last fill-up cost me 936 plus. The def was $42. What is it? What is DEF? Is that something to do with diesel? Was that for your truck? Yeah, you know, diesel's gone way up in price. Because, J-Rom, doesn't diesel have like oil mixed in it? Diesel has like a gas and oil blend, right? In the fuel, right? And it's weird because at one time, diesel fuel was cheaper than even super unleaded. And now I think it's like more expensive than super unleaded. Let me get over here to this section and I'll read the rest of the chat. Do do do. Oh man, the water's full. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see. JT says that's the thing too. They got to bring down the price of diesel. It don't do no good to bring down gas prices of diesel. The same. Well, the more the diesel costs, the more it costs to haul products, right? Right. And the more we're gonna pay in the at the grocery store too. Everything's gone up. That's why we had an all-time high of inflation. Templars, is that better than you? It will upset too many people, and I don't want to upset those who aren't ready for the truth. Well, you can always share your opinion. We don't have to agree. JT, yes, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. 16 in the box, 14 thumbs up. Thank you for being here, folks. Better than you. Tough love is sometimes needed. You can't protect feelings forever. People need to open their eyes. That's true. Hey, I've been giving tough love for years, and let me tell you, the people that really need the tough love, they're the ones that don't want it. And the people that are open to tough love don't need it. That's just the way it goes, right? Flat Better Rick, Coach Rom, good to see you. I'm a sub of yours. Just don't get to interact much. Always trucking. Right on, Rick. Welcome to the show, bro. Hey, Rick says better than you. Rick says DEF has gone up also. Yeah, I mean diesel. Diesel is the reminiscent of making gas. Right. Better than you, says Rick. That's a beautiful view, Coach. Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's why I flipped the camera around. I'm really glad on this YouTube live streaming app on mobile, you can switch to the front and back camera. And I have the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It was last year's top of the line iPhone, which got a really great camera upgrade. The 13 got a little bit of a camera upgrade, but it's pretty close. And even though YouTube only broadcasts up to 720p at 30 frames per second, having a good phone with good cameras, the Pro models, makes a difference on these streams. It's still not, 1080p or 4K, but this is the best any mobile stream can get with what YouTube streams at. And you're on mobile, you're using the cell towers, so 720p uses a lot less bandwidth than 1080 or 4K would use. I'd love to eventually stream at 4K on mobile. That would be, it would give this trail justice. Give me a second here. JT probably makes Rom want to hit the fast food joints and fill up with fry grease. LOL, technically a diesel truck will run off that grease. That's funny. Start off with oil heated up like distilling whiskey. The stuff that comes out first is the most combustible. Then you keep heating and get kerosene, diesel, and so on until you're left with tar to pave roads. Also, that's where that tar comes from. Well, that's partially made with tires too, right? That blacktop road has a mix of probably that and some tires, used tires too. Flatbetter Rick, 2 thumbs up. Coach Aaron, DEF is diesel exhaust fluid made from Ura and water to cut the soot in the exhaust, or so they say. When you're in your truck, Jim, how many miles per gallon do you get approximately when it's not loaded, and then what do you get when it's loaded? I'm sure you track your mileage and stuff. I'm just curious. I mean, it's probably not cheap, especially right now. But I mean, and asking your honest opinion here, because I know you wouldn't be doing this, if it wasn't making money. And also, you enjoy traveling the country, but is it profitable for truck drivers with the gas prices of right now? I mean, there's probably a little bit of a lesser profit, but it's still profitable enough to make a living, right? I know you've done very well in the past, but like for someone starting out right now, could they make enough money to survive with the cost of gas nowadays and diesel and all that shit? 12 miles per gallon empty and 7 loaded. Oh, man. Oh, God. My car gets about 35 on the freeway on average, and in the city, it's like 20 to 25. I shouldn't complain at all. Wow, 12 and 7. Good Lord. Folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about 20 minutes. I'm going to hit the other side and hang out at the observation deck for a few, maybe take a seat by the bench and show you some more beautiful views. It's been a great pleasure to be here with you folks today. And, like I was mentioning earlier on that stream I did on my Coach Eli 2 channel, like my, shit, what was I going to say? I totally forgot. I was going to mention something important that my lady said last night, but I totally forgot. Damn it. JT in the chat says, what I notice is the bigger trucking companies try to and usually do suck up all the lighter loads, and that leaves some of the heavier loads for smaller companies like Coach J-Roms. I gross on 15 to 25K a week, net 10 to 20 a week minus insurance, load, tax, and truck payment. So I mean, it is still profitable. Okay, no, that's all that matters. I'm sure though, once prices come back down to reality, there will be even more profit because right now you're probably paying almost twice for diesel than you used to pay. So when you cut that almost $1,000, filling up of your diesel bill to $500, there's another $500 in profit there, right? $400 to $500, right? But the cool thing is you get to write all that stuff off, which is great. But still, with gas prices, almost doubling lately, I mean, that's still not going to be offset by tax write-offs. You're still going to be, netting a little bit less even after your tax write-offs, or you're still going to be paying a decent amount of taxes. It averages out to the same. It averages out the same. Fuel goes up, rates go up, so I end up about the same. Oh, I see. I wasn't even thinking about that, J-Rom. So it basically, you just charge more. It costs more to ship stuff, and that's why the cost of products at the store go up. Yeah, I wasn't thinking, man. That makes plenty of sense right there. You just charge more, so you don't keep the same prices. You go by the current cost of doing business, and you pass that along to your customers. That would make sense. See, it's the kind of stuff that I love to learn and talk about. Like, growing up, I used to have CB radios and stuff, and I would try to talk with the truckers, as a little kid. Breaker, breaker, right? All that stuff, right? And these are the kind of stories I love to hear. People doing different things, man. Even J-Rom's trucking stories are fascinating to me. It's interesting stuff, right? And the funny thing is, other people, will sit here and criticize him and criticize me. I'm just saying in general. But these stories are much more enjoyable and interesting and engaging and fun to me than other stupid shit that you can encounter on this platform. JT says, obviously the heavier loads cost more to run than the lighter ones. I remember catching a lighter load close to where Coach Eli lives and making a huge difference on that one load. It was cheap to run. Well, gas is more expensive here than anywhere, bro. Except maybe like in England, I think isn't it like $10 a gallon in England or something? Where is gas like $10 a gallon? I think it's England, right? That's why, a lot of people use public transportation in those areas, right? Where gas is astronomically high and it's been high for a while, right? I took a load of apples, 43,000 pounds from Yakima, Washington to Boston, Massachusetts 3 weeks ago. Paid me $16,500. It took 4 days. So that load of apples, in order for you to make that much, that load of apples must be worth 2 to 3 times that, huh, J-Rom? So in essence, the product is worth 2 to 3 times, the cost to ship it. I'm assuming. I mean, that's why things have gone up at the supermarket. It's to offset all that. I ran a load of TVs from where Coach Eli lives and ran it back to, I think it was Texas. It was a really light load that paid well. Excellent. Folks, we have 17 in the box. Let me move my hand out of the way there. $17 in the box, 15 thumbs up. Let's smash those thumbs up. JT says the TV's only weighed about 10K pounds. That's not bad. Folks, please like this stream, whether you're here live or on the replay. Please share it on your community wall, your community tabs. Share it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, Discord, Facebook, Messenger. Please also subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. You need to be subscribed to be able to chat on any one of my live stream chats or premiere videos. Once you subscribe, there's no time limit. You can immediately start chatting. If you want to create a fancy sock account that says Coach Eli has an IUD, that's fine too. Oh man, I can't get over that one, man. That's funny, man. Coach Eli has an IUD. Oh man. I'm going to sit here for a few minutes before I head on out. JT says with 33K less pounds, it was way more profitable. Well, the fuel economy was probably better too, huh, JT? Because of the less weight, less gas to move it, right? So it's more efficient. Coach J-Rob says national average apples are $123 per pound, so 43K pounds. So the load value was about 53,000. So yeah. So basically, the loads are typically 3 to 4 times the value. The value of the loads are 3 to 4 times what it costs to ship them out and stuff. Okay. Run them lighter loads when you get a chance, brother. You know, I want to take this opportunity here. Um, I think this person is finally being sincere. I'm not going to mention his name. He's someone I've talked about that, does, certain things sometimes to channels that, are not the greatest thing. But he actually sent me an email today, and I appreciate it. I think he was being sincere. He said he saw my stream last night, and I guess the one today, and he was saying that, that I came off sincere. I was actually being sincere and honest, man. And obviously, as you can tell, nothing's happening with the numbers of the chat today or the number of people here. So, sir, I will apologize to you personally for saying the things I said. Whether they're true or not, it's really none of my business. And the truth of the matter is, I just really want to help people be happy. That's all I've ever wanted to do, And sometimes in order to help people see, what they're going through to better their lives, you've got to call them out. But you know what? I do appreciate that email. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you sound like you're being sincere. And I wish you the best. And who knows, maybe our paths with some of these people will cross again sometimes, or sometime, under better circumstances. I've always been the kind of guy that that leaves the door open when it makes sense to do so. And my door is open pretty much for anyone. The thing is, the way that certain people do certain things, there's no upside for people like me or many other people. So, anyway, let me see here. Adventure with JT, I think the TVs were only worth $35K if I remember right. It was a long time ago. I forgot the payout, but I remember it was the most money I made driving a truck, as in my most profitable load. 15 in the box, 15 thumbs up. Please smash that thumbs up, folks. Let's get to 20 thumbs up before the end of the stream. We're going to keep moving forward, folks, and we're going to keep doing some great panel streams coming up next week with Coach J-Rom and JT and J-Rom. Would you guys both be willing to get on a panel with me? We should diversify amongst the three channels. We should go boom, boom, boom. What I really want to do is not always do them on one channel. We just take turns, and that's going to spread the love around, right? Then more and more people will find out about all of us, and that's collaboration. That's what I used to do in the real world. And here's the thing, J-Rom, I got to pay you props again for doing things in the real world more so than online for your business. Because, when I did things in the real world for the insurance business, it was a lot different than it is out here on YouTube and on social media. It's a lot different, right? And the moment that you told me that, I was like, I knew right then and there, that's where the difference was in how we handle things out here on YouTube. Because you're still doing things the way I used to do them, right? And I've fully converted my business aspects on YouTube and social media and stuff like that. I'm willing to join you guys, but honestly, I'm not trying to make it big on YouTube. Well, if you make some extra in the meantime, and if it gets somewhere, why not? But see, that's the funny thing about YouTube, J-Rom. It's when people have the attitude that you have, that's when they make it big, because you don't expect it. You're just like, fuck it, I'll hang out. I'll share some things, and I feel I can bring some value here. And it's when you have that attitude is when you eventually go viral because you don't expect it and you come off genuine and natural. I've got the same outlook on it. I've got the same outlook on it. That's why I've been very, very patient. I'm not trying to make it big either, but I'd love to have fun with you guys. No, I get it, JT. I get it, JT. And you guys are both, working other jobs. I used to work insurance, for many years. And, I was able to set myself up to, do this. So I totally get it. But if you guys, so happen to get a channel that goes viral, who knows, right? But here's the thing. When you love what you do, let's say J-Rom went viral and started making $5 million a year on YouTube. Do I think he would stop truck driving? No. Because I think he enjoys truck driving. He loves traveling the country. And truck driving allows him to make money, extra money, which you can never make too much money, I get that. And it allows him to travel with his woman, explore the country, and do it while you're running the business. How could you give that up? That's a life right there, man. That's the kind of, see, if I enjoyed truck driving like you do, J-Rom, and JT did at once, then that's what I would do. Because I love driving. I love exploring areas, and I would rather drive than fly, because I'd want to drive through every city, every road, see all the history of the country, right? And that's what you get when you're driving a truck. You're driving on the interstates, and then you're getting off in the cities, and you're experiencing new shit, right? Now, you've probably been almost everywhere, J-Rom, but there are places that you enjoy going back to. And I'm sure there are some spots you've never been to that you come across occasionally. But yeah, it's a fun job. It's enjoyable. Get that money, brother, says JT. JT, I held a lot of apples, though, too. I took the TV load out from under a big trucking company. I got lucky. Be on the lookout, Coach Rom. Steal that load. All right, folks. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in less than 10 minutes. I'm about to get off the trail here. I'm feeling a little bit of a cramp. I haven't felt a cramp in a while. I think I need a little bit of liquid. I got to start bringing those nice plastic water bottles I bought from REI on a deep discount last year, especially as it gets hotter, and clip it off my pocket and then just pull it up and squirt water every now and then. I've been doing these 4-mile walks with zero liquid. I drink a bunch of liquid before I get on the trail, and then I have like a sore throat lozenge, and that helps for the first part. But then it's like I'm going without water, and plus I'm talking while I'm walking. So I will figure that out. I've got all the equipment. I just got to figure out how much more can I carry on me while I'm doing these shows, That's the seal of approval. God, what a beautiful evening. Man, can't ask for a more beautiful evening and a beautiful sight at this moment. This is just absolutely freaking peaceful right now. Nobody coming in and out. Not a whole lot of cars driving in. It's windy, but not that windy. You hear the wind slightly shift the trees left and right. This is beautiful. I can't complain. I've got no complaints at all. sun. Absolutely gorgeous. Daylight savings time is here. Right now, the sunset is around 7:30, 7:35. Soon it's going to be 8 o'clock, and as we get closer to summer, it'll be 8:30 and even almost as late as 9. So there's going to be more time to do these walks. I could probably do some afternoon streams, early afternoon streams, and do an early evening walk. And the light, the sun will still be out. There'll be light outside still. Yes, this is the way I exit every time. Absolutely stunning. Love it. My favorite trail to walk. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat, folks. Be going off the air probably in less than 5 minutes. I got some cars coming, and I better hurry. There we go. Because these people don't obey the 25-mile-per-hour speed limit here. It's those high-tech, thirsty beta males that can't get women, so they buy fancy cars and they take out their aggression on the gas pedal. And they live in these $5,000+ per month apartments. Yep. It's one of the major companies out here that has built apartments. This is owned by the Irvine Company. It was a great pleasure to spend some time with you folks today. I'm really pleased with the turnout of support. Go ahead. And I look forward to supporting you folks in any way possible, as much as possible. Empress Janet, if you come across these replays, please reach out to me and let me know what's going on. At some point, you're going to have to just let it go, Janet. Let it go. It's going to consume you, and people are going to keep going back and forth with you. And it's never going to end. It's going to be a vicious cycle of you being unhappy and them continuing to come at you. You're much better than that. Rise above it. Yeah, we all have our moments. Sometimes we're going to go off. I had a moment yesterday. It affected me. And that's when you know you have real good support, when the people can come and say, hey man, we don't want you to go and stuff, and then your woman supports you. I tell you, that's what pulled me through this, to say screw it. The people want me back, especially my lady wants me back too. When you have the right people around, it helps you rise above things quicker. And I'm grateful and thankful for that. All right, let me go off the air one more time and check out my woman. I'm back, folks. I'm back. My woman is trying to, I guess, somewhat trigger you regarding alcohol. J-Rom, saying that I guess she knows more about bourbon than you do. Yeah, babe. Yeah, you guys don't want to go at it. It's all in good fun. My woman's actually feeling happy now. She had a few moments at work earlier. I didn't want to talk about it, but it sounds like she's doing a lot better because she's having fun. Or maybe this is what's keeping her mind off of BS family stuff, right? I mean, her family's, it's a good family, but every family goes through stuff, right? This is why I do these shows, folks. I can be here for you folks and help uplift you folks. That's part of what I do. I love doing this, and I will continue doing it. Awesome. Glad she's doing well. JT, Gangsters in Cali won't jaywalk. Right. Did Eli just jaywalk? Look at you being a bad boy, you rebel. I don't know if I'd really consider that jaywalking, man. I mean, this is like well, it is a public parking lot. But I guess it is called jaywalking because, yes, that's a crosswalk, Mr. J-Rom. And there's another crosswalk over there. And I understand that what we should do is do this, right? We should come over here to the actual crosswalk, right? With lines on both sides, right? Right? Now, this is perfectly legal, right? I thought Eli never broke the law. He was jaywalking on YouTubes. On the YouTubes, I mean, right? The YouTubes, right? Not YouTube, the YouTubes. Awesome. Glad she's doing well. Thank you. I used to hit the Big Steak Texas Ranch and a pig place in Missouri. That sounds pretty tasty. Coach J-Rom says, Anna and I walk, Uber, or rent cars to see local stuff. We have fun. That is awesome, dude. JT says those casinos got all the food and women and gambling and are just a good time as you go. Oh, yeah, it says J-Ron. Boise Stage Stop, best damn food ever. Those pancakes don't even eat syrup, and their smoky best burger is great. Yeah, you were telling me that on Messenger last night, and I'm going to have to take my lady out there at some point. Maybe at some point down the road, in a year from now or so, when I'm ready to start doing this type of traveling with my lady, maybe when you're around there the next time, we'll drive on out there and meet you out there, man. That would be a fun time, man. That would be a great time. JT, I enjoyed the experience of trucking and I saw everything, but I really didn't get the time. You really need to see everything, you know. All the casinos are really fun to visit. Yeah, in Atlantic City and in Nevada, in Vegas, and Reno. I know I wouldn't stop nursing. I love it. Now the chat's catching up. Nice, very cool, says JT. For my business, as for my business, I do most of my in-person. However, I do have 3 websites and I do a lot of video chats with clients, so I'm not 100% in person. I also do some advertising in a few places. Okay, cool. I'm not trying to make... Okay, I already read all that. I love In-N-Out Burger. I like it too, bro, but In-N-Out's overplayed. Like, we actually have had an In-N-Out in Redwood City for like the last, I'd say, probably 10 to 12 years. But before that, In-N-Out was nowhere... I mean, yeah, it was nowhere on the peninsula where I live. I guess it was too expensive to buy or lease a building out here. But In-N-Out, you know, decided to finally start investing, and they're always packed. Don't get me wrong, they're always packed. The drive-thru's packed, and now that COVID's pretty much done for the most part, the indoors are open. And In-N-Out's cool, but, you know, if you have it too much, like as with anything, you know, it gets old. But I do like the animal fries and the 4x. I like a 4x4 animal style. You know the animal style stuff? You know the secret menu that they used to put on their website, which is no longer there, but you can find it online. And people know that know about In-N-Out, know about the secret menu. Animal fries and a 4x4 animal style, which is 4 patties. I mean, I heard they'll do 8x8. They'll do whatever. But the 4x4 is a big enough burger. That's enough. That'll take care of me. Have you ever had Whataburger? What is that? What is Whataburger? Before I go off the air here, JT. Is that kind of like a Wahlburger? Whataburger? Man, they've really got to bring a John Deere out here. Like, everything is overgrown. This area is due to get a John Deere to come in here and mow this down and mow parts of that trail down on the sides. It's a Texas burger joint. You got to try it. I'll keep that in mind, folks. I'm gonna Thank you, JT. I'm gonna come back and wrap this up. I'll be right back. I'm back. Interestingly enough, the guy that has been uh, asking me about my channel on the trail, he comes up and says, "For the 10th time, what is your channel, Coach Eli?" That's the third time I've seen this guy. He comes out here on the trail. He came up to me while I was off the air, resetting the stream here. Folks, I'm going to shut this down. Again, I'm taking tomorrow off and Wednesday off. My lady and I are going to go out of town, spend time with her mother, get a nice hotel suite, have a few drinks, get away. I'll probably keep you folks posted on my community wall. I'll probably take some pictures, but not put her in it. Obviously, I'm not going to dox my woman. We're not going to do it at this point. But, folks, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to JT. Thank you to Coach J-Rom. Thank you for your $10 Cash App earlier, J-Rom. Thank you to Raven for being here. Thank you to everybody. Too many people to mention. I love you all. Please, like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. And I'll catch you all on Thursday when I return for a walk and possibly an in-studio stream. Have a great one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.